am Sistah Sari, and with Sistah Sci-Fi, and this is Sistah Sci-Fi Wind Down Wednesday, where I wake hard, where I work hard to make Wednesday your new favorite day of the week. If you are on our email list, you know that today we are discussing Chocolate Chip City by Be Steadwell. So yes, I love this book, but I would have loved. I'll state my biases. I'd have loved this book regardless. I think Be Steadwell is an amazing human being, a super talented artist in many media, including music and movies. And so I was excited to warmly welcome them into the media of books and literature. So if you have not read Chocolate Chip City, Sistah Sci-Fi is in stock, and I will drop the link in the chat in a little bit. But Be Steadwell is joining, Janetta Prentice is joining, and Be's Bookish will hopefully also join. So this will be an amazing conversation. All right, they should be joining any minute now. Yay! Just put the camera, whoever.
Oh my God, I'm so good at this. Hi.
You're amazing at this. Yay!
Woo!
Hey, Royce. How are y'all today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm excited to be on this call with y'all, and yeah, good
Yeah.
weather in Minneapolis.
Oh yeah, because we've had some it's been the coldest summer ever in Oakland, and
Whoa.
today is 77 degrees, and I'm like, oh my God. Um, so yes, so I'm glad to hear there's also great weather in Minneapolis. Um, Yay. Thank you so much for your patience. I know I rescheduled like 2 minutes before last time. Um, but I'm so happy to be here today. I loved every single page of the book. So I'm glad I get to discuss it, having read the book. So thank you for writing it. It made me so happy. Before we dive in, did y'all get the list of questions?
Um, yes, let me pull them up right now.
Did you get them?
Sorry, I'm hearing what you said like 2 minutes ago for some reason. So give me a second.
Okay. Try switching to Wi-Fi in case you're on your mobile internet. You may already be on Wi-Fi. But you said as soon as I said Wi-Fi, you nodded. So are you caught up now? No, there's still a delay. Okay. Uh, we can talk.
It's still playing what happened a minute ago. So let me give me a second.
Okay. Because that usually happens when I'm watching it, but not in conversation. So I'm not quite sure what the lag is. Okay, so let's do this. You know what? It's join and come back, which is almost the magic of restarting. It'll fix everything. I know it. It's the whole thing is acting weird because Mercury's in retrograde. How are you?
I'm doing really well. I'm really glad to be here, and yeah, thank you for holding this space and all the work that you do.
Oh, thank you. Not last month, but the month before, the West Oakland Book Club read, that Stars in the Darkness in Between Them. And one of the librarians literally has a quote from your book tattooed on their arm, like it's one of her favorite books. I needed to share that with you.
Whoa, that's amazing. That's
Yeah,
really dope.
yeah,
Wow, what an
yeah.
honor.
Okay, think better.
Uh, I think we're
Not,
good.
oh, you're
Okay.
good? We're good?
So sorry. That was really disorienting.
Yeah,
Um,
you don't have to be sorry. Mercury's in retrograde. So,
surely it is. Yeah.
so that's what somebody told me. I was like, that's great. Now I have an excuse for everything. So I'm a, I'm gonna use it for as long as possible. Um, I sent the information to to Bree's Bookish as well. So what we'll do is we'll just split her questions until she joins, if she can join. I can't see if she's messaged me because it would be on the Instagram app, and right now I'm doing the live. So yeah. Let's do a round of introductions before we kick off.
Yeah.
I already introduced, so it's between the two of y'all.
Go first, B. You should go.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm Be Steadwell. I'm a musician, and a writer, composer, from DC, based in Baltimore now. Um, and I mostly love creating joyful, um, sometimes silly, sometimes corny, uh, art for queer folks, Black folks, weirdos. Yeah, that's me.
I love it. I was telling somebody the other day that I was thinking about Baltimore and DC as the same place. And they're like, yeah, it's the same place. And I'm like, no. And I had
No,
to, yeah, it's like considering Sacramento the same place as San Francisco. You'd be like, what are you talking about? So anyway,
kinda, yeah, kinda.
Yeah, I'm Janata Petrus, and I am, I like to say, a runaway witch, a cosmic bag lady, soul sweetener, and yeah, my art practices live in performance space and literary space, and um, I really, yeah, I love telling stories that feel connected to um, ancestral reclamations and connections and um, sweetness and whimsy and yeah, healing. And I was just so honored when y'all invited me to be a part of this conversation. And I've been so excited that this book is in the world because you were telling me about this when it was really such a early seed in your imagination that you were nurturing. So like to have it in my hands and knowing how much work you put into it is so tremendous. Yay, I know. So thank you for including me as a part of this.
I have so much to say. I don't know if there's like a specific time when I can talk about Janana's book. Tell me, is it now? Is it right now?
this is a free flowing conversation. So don't censor yourself at any moment. So now is perfect.
Yes. I think I already told you this, Janana, but when I think I had a gig during lockdown that was it was a strange one, but it was part me doing music and you reading from your book, and I wanted to read the majority of it before the gig because I was like, it's not gonna make sense if I don't. And I remember reading it and like lying on the floor on a rug and just like feeling so dreamy. Yeah, the stars and the blackness between them really made me like it just gave me a feeling of like at home in a book, and it really just made me want to write. So thank you for writing that.
Yay! Right.
So good.
I'm glad that I heard of because I have a friend who's a young adult author as well, and her book really was like, oh wow, here's a space that I loved going to as a young person, reading these books and coming of age, and I love how each one teach one, as they say.
Mhm.
So, and yeah, and I've been loving getting to hear your voice as a novelist, because I am familiar with your work as a musician and whatnot. So I do think it's like, okay, here's this other way to know your mind and your creativity. And yeah, so thank you
So
for
cool.
birthing this world.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yay. Um, okay, so that's a great segue into my first question. So many new people. Like usually I like a lot of the handles are familiar, but these are like a lot of new handles. So I guess these are your people. So yay. Um, so my first question is, as expected, this book is so joyful and musical, and not in musical as like one of the characters is a musician, which a little bit like was a pleasant surprise, and queer and just a great ode to becoming. So I'll ask the very, I'm sure you get this question all the time. What was the inspiration for Chocolate Chip City?
Yeah, I had I had sort of this idea for a while. Uh, it initially started as sort of inspired from um, a Pride and Prejudice take. I really love the idea of two people who dislike each other at first and figure out that they like something about the other, you know. It feels like, yeah, such a rich trope, I guess. And I also really wanted to talk about gentrification in DC in a way that was really grounded in love and as fun as it could be. I don't know, as like romantic as it could be. Um, and it was locked down, and I basically was just writing a story that I wanted to live in. It wasn't like I want to write a book. It was just I'm gonna write and see where it goes, and that's sort of how it happened.
Mm,
Yeah,
thank you. Like you wrote it.
thanks. Mm,
Yeah, there's a lush softness in how you write queer Black love. And what does softness mean to you as resistance?
yeah, softness is such a good um, word for this. I think specifically women of color, specifically Black women, queer folks. There's a I don't know. There's like this hyperbolic. There's these extremes of like being strong, being magical, being unbreakable, being powerful, and it's like I think a subtlety and a slowness is like something that um, characters aren't afforded often in stories, and so um, yeah, so offering characters that are allowed to be soft, that are allowed to be I don't know, just a story that's allowed to be fun and not uh, full of misery. That's kind of
Yeah.
like
I liked how like some particularly with the sister vibes, like I love how I think you really conveyed well how sisters can be such soft places and hard kind of reflections to you. And yeah, alongside kind of, this Pride and Prejudice dynamic, there's also kind of this, beautiful way that you write siblings in both, kind of bougie family and in the sort of, Layla, Jasmine, and Ella, crew of it all. So, yeah.
Yeah. As somebody who like grew up with a sister, I didn't grow up with. Anyway, she was my one sibling. So I loved the love between the sisters. And like, I remember I went home as an adult. I went home to visit my sister, and we had a huge fight, like in front of her husband, right? And he couldn't say anything because it's like, I remember one point, like, no two women fight. Like, what do you call two women who fight like cats and dogs? You call them sisters, right? Like, I've never fought so hard as I fought with my sister, but we love each other through every painful word, and we can do that because we love each other and we're sisters, and we never question our connection and like how there we are for each other. And that's how I felt with these sisters. Like it was really beautiful, right? And like their willingness to always have each other's back, right? Even, yeah. So that was beautiful to read.
Yeah.
Thanks, y'all.
So we're gonna go to like the title, right? So Chocolate Chip City evokes whimsy, it evokes food. For some people, it evokes home. My mom did not bake cookies, but it evokes somebody's home. What does the term Chocolate Chip City mean for you? Like it's very clearly defined in the book. Is it a place? Is it a person? Is it a dream?
Yeah, I think a handful of people wanted me to find a better title for this book than that, because it maybe sounds sillier than it is. I I couldn't think of a better way to describe this book because it is a little bit light, it is a little bit silly, and it does reference the nickname that some people still use for DC, which is Chocolate City, you know, it being a historically black city. Um, and now it's not. Now it's, I think when I was in my 20s, it moved from over 50% to less. And it's, you know, the numbers are of black folks who live in DC are dwindling every day. So, yeah, so the idea that it's not a chocolate city anymore, it's a chocolate chip city, like we're just chocolate chips in the swirl of whatever. Um, yeah, it's maybe just like a tongue-in-cheek way of saying like this is a really violent thing and like this is not okay, but here we are, you know. So that's kind of what it means to me. And um, when people say like when I say I'm from DC and they say, "Oh, Chocolate City," um, I'm like, well, it's more like Chocolate Chip City now. But yeah, that's the quickest way I can kind of describe my feelings about it.
Yeah, and I think to be honest, when like you were like, oh, the title was Chocolate Chip City, I was like one of those people like, don't you want a title with more? I don't know. But having read the book, I was like, no, it's perfect. It's because I think I assumed that the Chocolate Chip City was more like speaking to like the romance. I mean, Chocolate Chip City plays because you do have a character like Jasmine is a baker, but it is more of a political statement, which I think I appreciated that a whole lot as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting because it is also talks about consumption, you know. Like I think so much of education is around like kind of consuming the culture of a place without valuing it, you know. And I think particularly these places that have been largely Black and shaped by Black culture and what you love about DC is go-go music, is, you know, kind of the HBCU culture and sort of, you know, and of course so much more to it that, you know, you speak to in the book. Um, and yeah, I do think like in neighborhoods all over, because, you know, I know you're based in the Bay as well. Like these are all places that are, you know, yeah, like being consumed by folks who can just buy up the houses, you know, sort of kind of reference like, oh, yes, I live in Harlem. Oh, yes, I live in Bed-Stuy. But it's not what it used to be because you're there, you know? So, anyways,
Yeah, very true.
I appreciate the way Chocolate Chip City seems to be very important and referential.
Yes, that piece about consumption is so real too, because it's like, yeah, it's the flavor. It's the flavor that you want. You want that little bit of chocolate. You want your city to have a little spice or whatever, but just a little, not
And now
not too
around the
much.
created that, you know, you don't want to, yeah, ugh, no, it's
Frustrating.
yeah, definitely like tender grief, you know?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So I know it's the next question is tagged to me, but we can just alternate.
Okay, cool. Should I read it or did you want to read it? Okay.
Yeah, because I had the last. Yeah, I had the last
Oh,
one. Yes.
okay, cool. And did you want me to read the next one too? Okay, I'll read them all.
Yeah, you can
Okay,
take 4, and I'll take 5.
okay.
We'll just yeah.
Boom,
Sorry.
boom, boom. Thank you. From the flavor of the prose to the rhythm of the dialogue, the book feels like it was written by a musician. And how do you feel like your background as a singer-songwriter helped live in this work and helped shape the way you approached this book?
Oh, that's a cool question. I I hadn't written prose like this before. I'd written scripts and yeah, I like the way writing prose can feel like so rhythmic and so and I really like short, like I really like sort of staccato phrases. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I like very consciously brought in music in a way, but there were moments. I think some of my favorite moments in the book are where it gets a little bit more magical and a little bit less, um, a little bit more in the subconscious and the spiritual realm. And yeah, I think just writing that in at least at first in free association and just writing, and then feeling where the rhythm needs to go just with your body. I don't know if I can describe it, but yeah, I love how prose can offer this um, this beautiful stream of words. Um, and I'm really we're gonna have eventually we're gonna have the audiobook eventually finished, and I'm just really excited because the people who initially I wanted to read it because I'm like I'm supposed to read it, but I heard people who do this for a living read it,
Mm.
and I was like, oh my god. I mean, Janelle, I know you read half of yours and it's
Yeah, no,
perfect. Like,
every time I listen to my book, I'm just like, get past my section. I don't even want to listen to my
no,
section.
no, 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 it's
No, my
perfect,
section
it's
is
perfect.
fine. It's also my self-consciousness around it. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you know.
Oh yeah, human, totally human to feel that way. But yeah, like, so people who read books for a living are so skilled,
Mhm.
and yeah, and then they bring out a rhythm that you didn't even think of necessarily. It's just very cool. But yeah, sorry, I kind of
No, I love.
uh drifted away from that.
Well, I also
But
feel like as a musician and a writer, you know, a fiction, there's moments where the thing sings, maybe. You know, I mean, I'm not a musician, but I do feel like with
totally.
writing, now it's doing the thing. Now it's doing the thing. It got the love, yeah, that I wanted
Yeah,
to feel right.
yeah.
And I do think that is a thing that I think is transferable with art. It's just like, oh, when does it feel like it's doing the thing I'm trying to get it to do to the best of my ability, you know?
Yes, yes. It is, yeah, it is that feeling, that feeling. And yeah, it doesn't happen the whole time, but yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, cool.
I'm fangirling a little because it's beautiful to me to watch Black artists discuss craft. So yeah. Timothy Nolan says, I'm placing a hold of the book at my library right now. Yay! Your
Thanks,
librarian
Timothy.
is so happy to see the hold. Um, and then Peace JM says, I love audiobooks read by the author, which, I mean, it's easier to do with not. Do you read this audiobook? I didn't even ask. Are you
No,
going to?
no, it's we're having a professional person do it. I yeah, we could talk later about why, but it's I think it's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah. And no, I mean, like, I think if it's I think authors are more likely to read their book if it's nonfiction, right? So,
Sure. Yeah.
yes, I mean, yeah, I know you. I didn't expect you to read that. Anyway, um, so yes. Wait, who's reading the other book?
I don't know yet.
Oh, okay. Um, I assume you're ready for the next question. I see. um, the story is so unapologetically queer and black and magical. Um, what books do you consider Chocolate Chip City to be in conversation with?
Totally. I would say definitely Stars in the Blackness between them. Um, I like oddly enough, Beloved. Um,
Oh
I
yeah.
have mentioned Purple Panties, which is a Zane compilation of black erotica. That's very corny but great. And what else? Oh, I also really loved Red, White, and Royal Blue when I read it. That's another sort of Pride and Prejudice remix. Um, and probably others. I'm trying to think. Yeah, those are the ones that pop up. Yeah, yeah.
That's a good list. I mean,
Mm.
not to do some digging for Purple Paintings, so but
It's old. I yeah, I read it also in my 20s, early 20s. I'm gonna see if it's like still around, Purple Panties.
I know, what a
But
great
it's
title.
but it's not like good. I don't wanna okay, maybe I don't wanna say bad things about these authors, but it's like it's erotica. It's
okay.
erotica in the most silly way, you know?
I got an arc for a book, and it's like, oh, like it's romantic. I'm like, okay. But I was like, I I think they just read erotica. So
This is porn, right? Right.
look, I mean nobody, but I was like, where? So all I have to say, like, definitions shift. Anyway,
Truly. Mm. Yeah, Purple Panties is out there still.
Making its rounds.
Maybe this round. I'm like, I don't know if it's gonna translate. It was published in 2008, so
But
it's
it's
been a
nice
while.
to kind of have those references. I often think about where do we find reflections of, like I know for me, I was always such a hot and bothered. I'm still hot and bothered. And I wanted to read stuff that gave me like that sort of fed that feeling and also gave me insight in how to go about, pursuing these connections. And even like, writing for young people, wanting to include that part of our identity, especially as queer folks. Like I think there's such an absenting of our relationships and how we go about, connecting with our objects of desire. Even how you had Jasmine describe Zora when she as like this vampire, and it made me think of when I was young. I was obsessed with Interview with the Vampire and like all this vampire soft porn and shit. So, anyways, I just was kind of that just tickled me, just the ways that like us as queer folks clock each other and have our ways of assessing and kind of reading one another and desiring one another. Like you said, in this tension that lives kind of in this Pride and Prejudice, yeah, construct, I guess. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Ugh, yeah, I think I was talking to you, Isis. I was like, maybe we should imagine. No, I don't think I might have been you, but I was like, maybe I should imagine a love interest that like is nice.
it was because I was texting you as I was reading the book, and I was like, yeah, I'm definitely here for this love interest. I'm definitely
That's your type.
this type. I've definitely dated a lot of this type. Like I was
Yeah.
texting Alex, like Be Steadwell wrote a book and you're one of the characters.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
uh,
I think we have the same type. A
we definitely
little
have the
bit.
same time. So
Wait. Oh, I know I was supposed to read the question and I got lost in the sauce, so my bad. But if you wanted to,
we are good. So yeah, the next question
Oh,
is
okay.
there. You can read the next question. That's terrific. But like, yeah, yeah.
yeah, let's go to church. So love Mama Ro, love all the ways she holds down her daughters. I love a matriarch of all girls. It's just like
Mm,
gives back bitch territory.
mm,
And my mom had 4 girls too, so it really is this kind of
mm,
coven.
mm-hmm.
Um, so anyhow, like there's this way that she's really instilled gathering in community spiritually, spontaneously, unapologetically. And I'm wondering, like, who are the people in your life who reflect this Mama Ro energy that maybe this character was inspired by?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think Mama Ro is inspired by a few people. I do I do kind of want a spiritual and community leader that I don't feel like I have in my life near me. Um, so as a parent, she's like kind of like my dad in some ways. But as sort of this person who's like, we're gonna create church on our own, and we're gonna make each person a minister, and we're gonna empower each other, and we're gonna gather together. I think I wrote that. Um, I wrote that concept of church because I really want it, and I want somebody to do it. I want somebody who can bring people together. What's that?
And maybe one day it's you.
Yeah, it's hard for me to get people to go to a place right now, but yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people can. Alexis Pauling, sorry, just Alexis Pauling joined the line. So I just want to say thank you, Alexis, for watching. Um,
Hey, girl.
Alexis could do it. Alexis could do it.
Well, I mean, Shango Dari and Alexis kind of do that already.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's real. That is very real.
But yeah,
Mm,
no, I love kind of also thinking of who are the iterations of elders that we're also dreaming up into ourselves. Because I think so much of kind of
mm,
even thinking of as a young queer being like, oh my God, when I would see kind of like the jingly, beautiful smelling
mm,
femmes, dimensions of queer folks that I
yeah.
wanted to be. And now, in my 40s, being like, all of these baddie, elders like Alexis Duveau and Sharon Bridgeforth and Omi Jones and, yeah, Setu Jones, another brother who lives locally. Like, who are the
mm.
people who, yeah, like are the vibe that we're seeking, and dreaming like you're doing in this character that you've written.
Yeah, yeah. I think what you saying that makes me think of kin folks in Oakland. Being a community leader and someone who just creates space, for us. Um, but yeah, I think it does feel like a little disjointed between or yeah, between generations, even within Black queer communities. So that's um yeah, that's something I want more of for sure.
Mhm.
Needed in this moment.
What'd you say?
It's so needed in this moment too to kind of like
Yeah.
just remind us that we are each other's, space holders and guides. And I think, particularly in this moment, like even my mother, who's like so witchy in her own right, um, I'm like, yeah, I just want to spend as much time with her as possible. Like I want to learn as much of the things she knows as possible. And, I just think like they in themselves are like, just temples, vibes and sweetness and complexity, right? Like, I think there's a lot of deep conversations, I guess, with my mom where we challenge each other, and the challenge is both ways, and I think meaningful ways, and I think that's what was really beautiful about, this kind of family enclave, is that you did get a sense of how everybody gave a different angle of understanding what the world that they were all participating in. Yeah, so I just think that's so necessary. Yeah, and beautifully done and rendered in your book.
Thank you. Mm. Ooh.
I just want to shout out somebody else who joined. So, Evolving Wellness, the owner's name is Maisha. She makes the best candles, like the absolute best candles. Anyway, so that was that random shout out. Thank you for joining the live.
Yeah,
So, Chocolate Chip City, which has that element of romance, but it also talks very astutely about race and class. So, on page 131, Layla posits what separates Layla, well, it's the narrator. What separates Layla from poverty is her mother's proximity to whiteness, nothing more. Which, like, when I read that, I was like, damn, that's real. Why do you feel like it was important for you to explore that theme in Chocolate Chip City?
the theme of proximity to whiteness or class.
The class, yeah. And
Mm,
like how they like are so interlocked, right?
right.
And like, because, like reading the characters, I would have like, you know, Layla's relationship to class is like due to education, due to her mom's hard work, due to ambition, da da da. But like
Yeah.
for her to put it down, it's like proximity to whiteness. I was like, oh, yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think seeing the ways that educational privilege puts all of the sisters in a position where they can maybe do more, maybe not. I mean, like um, they have privilege. Layla has privilege via a college degree and whatever books that she read and big words that she knows. But yeah, I think she's very aware that it doesn't actually make her smarter. It doesn't actually make her um, more talented or more hardworking than anyone else. It's all about privilege, um, in this world, and I think part of it was like I don't really want to deal with white people in my stories, um, but it's impossible to remove whiteness from the concept of blackness. Um, so thinking about class in the way that class privilege can create conflict between black folks, um, conflict, scarcity, whatever. It felt rich to me to kind of get into that, and I think Malcolm's character was a big. His character challenged me because I was like, oh, he's kind of right. Like, he has some good points. He's a black capitalist, and he's like, I do charity, so I'm gonna get rich. Like, what's wrong with that? Um, yeah, there's just a lot of. I think I wanted to like raise questions that I didn't have answers to, and yeah, I don't
And
know if that.
I think that's one thing I like looking back at the book there. You did have that conversation about privilege in class without having the character navigate through a white person's vantage point in the book, which I appreciated, right? Like, and I like that, like, you wrote about the tension of race and of class and privilege, right? Without making that, like, Malcolm a bad person, right? He was on the opposite side of what was on the good for the overall community, right? But like you could see where he was coming. I didn't think he was a bad person. Like, he loves his family. Like, he loves being Black. You know, he loves his children. He is trying. He's not perfect, but he's trying, and I appreciated that. And there was like room for redemption, right? I would have tried to find it anyway because I have a weakness for problematic Black male characters. I don't know where it comes from, but you gave, as a reader, I felt like you gave me an easy out, and I appreciated that.
I
Mhm.
love it. Easy out. Yeah. Yeah. He's flawed.
Yeah, and I also think it's interesting because I appreciated that what he symbolized, which is like he's what all Black people should be, right? Like this is the thing that we're all taught to aspire to is Black excellence. And actually, I'd written a note around it,
Mm,
Black wealth versus Black abundance, because it made me think of KSA Layman talking about that Black abundance,
mm,
right?
mm,
And how what it is that gives us this juicy, limitless, not even resilience, because resilience obviously is an adaptation in a lot of ways of our trauma, but this Black abundance is like, wow, why do we always come back even more magical, even more innovative from just the worst, versus Black wealth, right? Which Black wealth is a way of being like, oh, this is a thing that I'm hoarding, this is a thing that distances me from Black people who don't work as hard as me, who aren't as
mm,
whatever as me. And then I also wrote Black community versus Black excellence, right? Because I think,
mm,
what a lot of, Layla and, even their mama and, I would say Jasmine in a way. And not saying, I mean, I just feel like Ella got caught up in, in the live, but like, I
mm,
think ultimately all of them, represents what Black community is. Like, what is it that we have when we have each other and we pour into each other versus when we're pursuing Black excellence, which
mm,
then becomes intellectual exercise of how do I function in the way that whiteness validates while
mm,
also representing, Black people, while also kind of not being responsible to
mm,
Black people
mm,
ultimately, or responsible to a certain kind of Black people. And so I feel like it's a thing that I really,
mm,
even like in this spaces of organizing and activism and whatnot, like how are we not being used in kind of the ways of being exceptionalized, with the ways we think. And I don't know, I feel like you ask these really important questions when so much of our work can be an intellectual exercise, but there's so many lived realities that, like, every week,
mm.
people are losing, I'm sure in DC, are losing ancestral homes, and
Yeah.
neighborhoods are being slowly, whitened.
Yeah.
um and there does seem to be a way that, like, even those of us who are politicized, like, are we actually in touch,
Mm,
so yeah, I think that was some really kind of subtle but nuanced questions that I think speaks to your actual connection to the
mm,
complexity of these issues.
mm. Yeah. That's and it's also like I when I watch films and when I see, like I want to see rich Black people. I want to see Black people in on a beach. I want to see Black people on a boat. I want to see Black people in this abundant, kind of rich clothes and all the, nice things. And it it does, it starts to make you think like, well, yeah, if we're set up in this space where capitalism is what it is, it exists, it rules us all. Yeah, making a ton of money and feeling safe and giving it to your kids, like what is ethically wrong with that? Like you you could say that. I don't know if that's how I would do it, but it's like, what responsibility does, this rich Black man have to uh anybody else? Especially if if and when you experience racism every day, you're like, I'm gonna give my it's problematic. It's not great. It doesn't really lead to maybe a joyful life, but like I can see how someone gets there, you know.
Exactly. Okay. We're a little bit short on time. I was hoping we would jump to question 11 and 12 and then do the discernment.
Sounds good.
Oh. Hmm. Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. Sorry. I'd be so. This is like I'm the queen of that. Like whenever I've been in a play, I've been like, oh yeah, that's my line. Sorry. Okay. So could you read us an excerpt that captures the heart or a part of the chocolate chip city universe created?
Yes, I can. Um, there are so many different excerpts that I've been reading at these little events, and I'm not sure. I think I want to go to sex
Let's
Here for
talk
it.
about it, baby.
or the or the almost the beginning of sex. And then the only way I introduce this is both Jasmine and Zora, as I imagine them, are like kind of presenting masculine androgynous people. So that's maybe the only context you need if you haven't read it at all. Um, Come here, Jasmine said softly. She took Zora's hand and turned her face to the steel wall. Zora's lips hovered inches from its radiating coolness. Jasmine stood behind her and parted the stream of the locks down her back, breathing in her scent. Zora's face glowed silver. Jasmine touched her lips to the back of Zora's neck. Zora felt the urge to take back control, to push back. But this felt good. Her body rocked. She looked up at the wall as Jasmine's fingertips traced the nape of her neck, her shoulder, her forearm. Zora's breath quickened. Jasmine held Zora's hand up and pressed it high against the wall. Zora exhaled as she felt the cold metal against her palm. Jasmine pulled Zora's earlobe into her mouth and stroked it with her tongue until Zora's skin prickled with goosebumps. Jasmine's hands wandered down to the hem of Zora's waistband, fingers pushing gently below her belly button. Zora exhaled again. This time, a quiet, low hum escaped her lips. Zora was open-minded, but no one ever touched her from behind like this, especially not against a wall. This loss of control felt unfamiliar and good, and too much. Zora's body shifted to turn, and Jasmine paused. Do you want me to stop? Jasmine whispered into Zora's ear. Zora's heart pounded. She took a breath. No, Zora said. Can I unbutton your jeans? Jasmine whispered breathlessly. Zora pushed her ass against Jasmine. She bowed her head. Yes, do it, Zora said, her breath catching as Jasmine tore the buttons of her jeans open. Jasmine's hands gently traced Zora's underwear, almost touching the place where Zora's lips met. Zora's clit throbbed an inch away, aching to feel Jasmine's fingers move lower instead. Her hand traveled back up to the hem of Zora's shirt.
Oh, I think we
Oh, sorry. Fucking tease. That was the end. Sorry.
I love the. Oh, I love.
yeah. Peace Jam says, I'm super excited to read the book, as am I. Yeah, your publicist is the expert in this, your publisher is the expert in this, space. And I think, you should advocate for reading the book yourself. I listened to the audiobook of The Changeling, and Victor Laval reads it. He's not an actor. And I can't imagine anybody else having read that book. So just throwing that out there.
Well, no, it's
That's,
interesting. I love Toni Morrison reads a lot of her
Yes.
books, and who else? Casey Lehman, you know, who I just referenced, and Alice Walker reads the Color Purple's audiobook. So what I love about the authors reading it, they're just different experiences, honestly. I don't think
Totally.
the better. Like sometimes like hearing Toni Morrison be like, there she go. Yeah, there she go. You know her like Toni
She's
Morrison,
she's
you know.
so like, yeah, she's so
And then
even
also,
keeled.
I don't think it's even though like when I listen to mine, I'm like, and then Bonnie Turpin, who's like the Angela Bassett of like, you know,
yeah.
audiobooks, is like Queenie, and she's just like super like theatrical, and it's beautiful. But yeah, no, you have such a voice, you have such a presence, and you reading that scene, and I don't know. I know you got more questions, but was it hard to write the sexy scenes for you, or it didn't? It feels like it flowed. But I write.
No,
I get so shy, and I'm like, oh my god, what are people gonna think? Is it too vanilla? Is it too nasty? I don't know.
I I feel really awkward reading them, but writing them felt really fun. Like I
So,
was like, if I'm turned on while I'm writing it, like good. That's yeah.
Yay.
Yay.
Awesome. Um, so B, was there a question that, oh, wait, did I ask the last question? Oh, no, yeah. B, is there a question that you wish we would have asked, but we did?
Oh, no. Those were all really good questions. I'm sorry. Um,
No, I love it. I mean, like, it's a question I can't lose because if an author has a question, it's usually like, oh, dang, that's a really good question. And then if they're like, no, then I'm like, oh, then I'm terrific. So I can't lose either way. Okay, so now we're going to go to my second favorite part of the live. My first favorite part is everything we've been doing thus far. I love this conversation. I love talking about Chocolate Chip City. I'm so happy I get to discuss it with the two of you. Bree couldn't make it because she was dealing with an emergency that came up last minute, but Bree sends her greetings. She enjoyed the book as well. The next part is this or that. So for those of you in the chat, you've seen me do this or that before. I give two options. You in the chat, and the two of y'all can respond with your preference. And it's
mm.
just the question. The option you don't pick does not disappear from the universe. It's still there. So it's just a question. It's completely hypothetical. Because some people get really like, yeah. Okay. So the first question, spiritual church or magical bakery?
are you asking us? You get the
Well,
answer.
yeah.
Okay. Magical Bakery.
Likewise.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
And this or that is inspired mostly by Chocolate Chip City. Sometimes I'm just recycling questions, but yeah, my assistant helps me this week, so there's some fun questions. First kiss or last dance? Magical Bakery is really popular. Okay.
First kiss. First kiss. That first kiss,
Mm,
and the
mm.
moment until it happens are like,
Same. The first kiss is so sometimes awkward, but just like so electric. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
I
best.
was thinking about that, but I'm last dance because I'm a Scorpio. So I'm like, oh, it's last dance. We're about to go home after this. Anyway, um, and this one is inspired by the book and Rihanna, love letters or love songs.
Songs any day, every day. Get that letter out of there.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like love letters are so much more, like I think, love letters, someone has to write it to you, and maybe like you're a musician, so I'm sure you've written love songs for
Yeah.
your letters, but for me, it's like, oh, love letters. They're so vulnerable. They're so vulnerable. And
Mhm.
yeah.
Um,
Amen. Yeah.
Love Letters was also the winner in the chat. So as was
Do you
First Kiss,
answer them too? You don't answer them?
sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I
Okay.
don't know. I mean, I think, I mean, like, love songs are so public, right? And then I was like, oh, you wrote this love song for me. Who you gonna rate? Then I gotta listen to the love song for the next chick, and I'm kind of, I can be kind of petty. So if I don't know, but then it's like, but then it's kind of cool that it's so public, and then I'm like, oh yeah, every time I listen, that song's about me. So I don't know. Love letters are nice too. You know what? Honestly, I would take either. I'm here for all expressions of love and adoration. So my answer is both.
Nice.
Audrey
Yeah.
Lorde, huh?
I said nice. Hmm.
Audrey Lorde or Octavia E. Butler?
I don't think you can choose between them.
I would say Audrey.
I mean,
Octavia makes me really sad.
oh no, go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, I was just saying Octavia Butler makes me quite sad and sometimes feel hopeless.
That,
Mm.
that's good. That's fair. Um,
Yeah, I was just thinking about Octavia Butler. I mean, I love them both so deeply, and I really can't choose them all, but I think maybe who I like, Octavia Butler is a Cancer, and they're both like very emo kind of queers
Yeah.
in a way that I think they're also very world buildy in very different ways. But I think as a fiction writer, a lot of my writing feels like I could relate to what is the work that Octavia Butler does as a fiction writer.
Mm.
And I think Audre Lorde work sort of just, just helps me think of my existence in a way. So yeah.
yeah, I've done this a lot with like Toni Morrison and Octavia Butler, and I've always picked Octavia Butler. But in this moment, I think I have to pick Lord, right? Like, Zemi changed my worldview, right? And I love Octavia Butler. But yeah, but like, Audre Lorde decided to be so visible in her queerness. And so, I mean, for what I hope the reasons Butler just didn't get there. So I would, in this moment, I'm saying Audre Lorde. Hopefully, I don't lose my science fiction card,
My
but
friend answer, we shouldn't have to choose. It's like trying to choose between my grandmas.
Yeah, right. Was wrong. Mm.
wait, B, did you answer? You pick Lord, right? Oh yeah, because you have like a whole space named after Audre Lorde in the book. So of course you go.
It just seemed like something that gay people would do. I don't know if it was my own, thing. A little bit though.
East JM says Octavia Butler gets me emotional. Audre Lorde inspires my outlook. Very true. Okay, my last one. I think this is my favorite question. Warm cookie or hot cake?
Warm
And you
cookie.
can find cake however you
What
want
is
to
hot
do it.
cake? What is hot cake like?
Or is that like hot ass? Is that like a reference like just kidding.
I said you can define cake however you want to.
I just think warm cookie. You can't
I
get
just
mad at a
compare like the balance.
Uh, warm cookie for sure. I don't know what hot cake is. Is hot
Oh,
cake like a pancake?
it could be a hot cake. Oh, that makes sense. It could be a
but I
pancake.
feel like the cake is freshly out the oven and you like
Okay.
put a slice of ice cream on it. Or I would say
Oh.
like warm cake or hot brownie. Because I feel like a brownie invites ice cream. Like, come give me ice cream. I'm a warm brownie. Put it on.
Mhm. Mhm.
Peace also
Warm
saw it
cake.
as brownie. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
mean, I just like the balance of it. Warm cookie, hot cake.
It's great. I'm
Yeah.
taking the cookie, but
Yay. Um, Thank you so much. This was amazing. I
okay.
appreciate it all so deeply for sharing your talent with the world.
Mm,
B, I will see you in a little over a month in Baltimore.
yeah.
Um, yeah. I want to see you in person too. You're like, who am I talking to? Because um,
Oh, well, I'm based in Minneapolis, and I wish I knew you lived in Baltimore because I think I just forgot. I had a gig there like in March. Like I was just
Mm.
at College Park actually.
Oh yeah.
And I got to go to Lucille Clifton's house, which was really
Mm.
thing.
Wow.
More. But yeah, I definitely would love to connect with you. And you're based in the Bay, right, Isis?
I'm in Oakland, California. I got extra space if you ever. Bee's been here, so yeah. If
Okay,
you
good.
ever
Oh,
in, huh?
good to know. Thank you for
Yeah,
offering.
so if you ever, I'm saying this, but if you're ever in like San Francisco, Oakland, Richmond, California, Walnut Creek, why would you be in Walnut Creek? If you live in Walnut Creek, don't be offended. Yeah, you always have a place to crash.
Oh,
Um, yeah, and B, see all the love in the chat.
y'all are so great. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you all so much. Thank you
right.
again for writing Chocolate Chip City, where all 5 books are sold. Get you some
Yes,
hot
Y'all,
chocolate city cookie in your life.
this
Ah.
cookie, this warm cookie. Oh
I
God.
love it. All right, talk to y'all soon.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.